Hello, you fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beard Brigade. I'm John Solo. You are not. Welcome to the show. I'm bouncing. I'm bouncing. It's been a weird couple of days. Yesterday, I got out of the booth early for various reasons, and this morning, I've not been in the booth yet. I just sat down a half hour before the show here to get everything prepped. We're working on some tile. We redid our sun porch a couple weeks ago, as everybody knows, and we are doing our own slate tile floor, which is it's not for the faint of heart. I think next time I'm going to stick to wood. I know wood. I can do the wood. The slate tile, not so much. It's a little more difficult. Plus, right as I was about to come on, I was like scratching my beard, like combing it out, and I realized that I had like the thin set concrete shit you put underneath it in my beard. So if anybody notices that, hey, that's the way it works. This week we are working with a new client. I'm very excited about it. I have a couple story times to upload tonight and tomorrow for it. It's Only for the Weekend by Riley Hart, and it's really fucking good. I was supposed to have it submitted and done last night. That just did not happen. So it looks like it's going to be turned in between tonight and tomorrow. So it should be up on Audible at the end of this week, I would think. And again, I have a couple story times for this one. I actually did 2. So you guys get a couple videos out of it for that. Then we are moving into Baby and the Enforcer. That is Shifter Rescue Series. I'm not sure what book number it is. It's either 5 or 6 from Victoria Sue. That should be the wrap up of that series. We're going to move into that by the end of the week and get that rocked out. I have no gigs this weekend, so most likely we're going to be working all week long and most of the weekend as well. So that's the schedule. No, book 5, Tracy. Thank you very much. Book number 5. That's pretty much it. I'm excited about the guest we have on today because he's a good buddy of mine, and even though he only lives a few miles away, I never get to see him. So I guess I'm just going to bring in the guest here. We'll do our thing. Hey. How the hell are you, man?
Hey, home projects are a bitch. Am I right?
Did you do your garage door last time I was over there? Your garage door was like, it reminds me of Doc Brown's garage door from Back to the Future. It's freaking awesome. Did you do that yourself? Did you hire somebody to do it?
Hell no, I didn't do that one myself. No,
You
that
good
was
bitch.
a garage door guy that came out and did that. If I did it, it probably would have been like a different angle. Maybe like came up, this way.
Well,
I'm
and that's
terrible at home improvement projects.
yeah, and nothing in my house is square at all. It's an old house. It's built like in 1906, and you've been here. Nothing's fucking square. I'm sure when you were here last time, you were walking around with a square measuring corners and shit. But it makes everything
Naturally,
very difficult. Um, have you done
being so
any?
old, do you have to like do something different when you gut a room or something like that? When you pull something out, is it like from 1900 whatever, or
Absolutely,
is
it
it?
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like the beams in our ceilings, or like you know how now they do like 2x6s, 2x8s, that sort of thing. Well, a 2x4, 2x6, 2x8. Actually, the 2-inch measurement, the width of it, is only
yeah.
1.5 to 1 3/4. I don't know if you know that or not, but that's the standard width of a 2x4 nowadays. Well, back in the day, they didn't do that. They were like 2.5 inches thick. They were fucking big, massive beams. So that's what we have in our place. Plus, here's another technical one for you. Most houses now are studs on 16s, or some do studs on 12s, but most are studs on 16s, which means that when you're trying to drill something into your wall, the studs should be 16 inches apart. So if you find one, if you measure 16 inches, you'll get the next one. Ours is not. Some are
Uh,
18, some are 24. It's
the age of different building codes, I guess.
I guess they
Right?
didn't have measuring tapes. I don't know. I'm not sure, but it makes it interesting. But it's also kind of fun what you find too. We found a fireplace in our wall once. We knew we had an old fireplace gutting out of the top of the house, but we thought that they had torn it out because there's no fireplace in our fucking house. But we were like digging into a wall, and hey,
And
look,
there was.
there's an old fireplace
They just
there.
put a wall right over it, just like we don't want this anymore. We're gonna
That's
put this away now.
exactly what they did, man. It was annoying. So I got to show you my newest toy here. I put an exercise
Is it a
ball
bouncy
in.
ball? Oh, you
Yeah,
okay? Literally, I was gonna joke that it was, but you literally put one in there. Okay,
dude,
all
it
right.
is it the first week. So my guy that I work out with said you might want to take this slow. Maybe a couple hours a day sitting on it because I wanted to work on my core and my abs. And I figured why not
Sure.
do it all day long. Um, I'm not very good at moderation or anything like
All or
that. So
nothing.
that's how I am. So yeah, the first week or two, my back kind of hurt a little bit, but now dude, it's freaking awesome. And the advantage is I can bounce. So all the freaking
You ever rolled right off of it? Have you
not
lost?
yet,
Lost?
not
Okay.
yet. It could happen. It could be. So I was thinking you were going to do this from the booth, man. If you not, you don't have the video set up in the booth yet?
No, I mean, I just have not gotten around to stringing that thing back there and finding the right extension cord for it. So my videos are just going to be out here in the office. So I
Right
got the
on.
old microphone right here. Why not? So
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I use the SM7 for now. It's up in the control
exactly,
room, and
it's a
occasionally I do
great
them.
Zoom meeting mic for sure.
Oh, it blows everybody else's out of the water. Yeah, that's a nice mic, man. So we've talked a little bit. But we haven't really done it on air. You moved over to the Neumann, which
I did
is a
love it.
massive difference. So, what were your
Yes,
first impressions? You improved your preamp as well. What were your first
yes.
impressions? How have you changed your technique at all because of it? What? Tell me all about
Oh
it.
yeah. I mean, it in a lot of ways it felt like I was starting over again with just getting used to the setup. You know, uh, Excellent sound quality, and the booth itself cut out all outside noise. I think I messaged you at the time when summer started, and I was laughing at my neighbor who always got into my recording schedules every single time when he'd go out and mow his lawn for. I mean, it's like a hobby of this guy's, like 3 to 4 hours. He'd start with a push mower, then go to a riding mower, then do his trimming, and that's what he did in an afternoon. Then my schedule always revolved around that. Like, oh, here we go. I'm stopping. Didn't even penetrate whatsoever. I mean, like it was completely quiet in there. So the whole setup as a whole was amazing. The little things I had to get used to, though, for sure, was just how much it picked up. If I move ever so slightly, just a little click of the chair, that's in. Like, oh, that's a retake. Stomach noises. Neumann picks that up hard,
Oh
way
God,
more
yeah.
than this one ever did.
The stomach
So it
noises, that was key for me. I have have you changed your diet yet? Have you tried figuring out what you can and can't drink? Have you gone through all those processes yet?
I've avoided sipping from straws because I think the air gets in there and messes with it more. So, sipping without straws only, which sucks because I love sipping from straws. But also just making sure I've eaten like a breakfast before I go in. That's important. If I have an empty stomach, it's virtually not able to be used whatsoever.
Yeah, I hit the same thing. I had this thing with English muffins for a while, and it pissed me off because at the time I'd gone. It wasn't in my dietary choices. I didn't want to eat bread or anything like that. I didn't want to eat grains. But
Yeah,
English muffins seemed to knock it down. Just that light carb getting in my stomach, a little bit of butter on there, and it would
does the
change
trick,
everything.
huh?
And for about 2 hours, it worked. The problem is then it would fucking happen again. Then I'd have to eat another English. Oh man, I fucking hate English muffins now. I can't take them. Fuck those things. The most recent thing I've stumbled on are
All or nothing, right? You had like what, 16 muffins a day, or and then
oh yeah,
none?
it was. It's hard to not eat grains when you're eating 16 English muffins a day. I actually had Brooke, one of my friends, sent me homemade English muffins once, and those were even better. But the recent thing I've stumbled on, and I would never have expected it. Now it doesn't knock them out completely for me, but about 75% gone. Electrolytes, just like a little bottle of there's no
Oh,
sugar or
Gatorade?
anything in them. No, no, that will fucking set my stomach off hardcore. They sell just like on Amazon, and they sell it at health food stores. You can get just like a little bottle. Oh, this is magnesium, potassium, and iodine. Then a little drip bottle, and you just put maybe 7, 8 drips in a cup. You can put it in water. I put it in coffee sometimes. It makes everything taste kind of like salt water, is what it is. It's salty, but I don't know what it is, but I stumbled into it. Actually was doing it because I was doing a fast, and I wanted to get some electrolytes in. So I decided that, okay, well, I'll buy these little drops this time instead of taking the salt pills. If you go for more than 2 or 3 days without eating, you got to get your electrolytes in, and Gatorade to break the fast. So bought these things, dropped them in, and I was able to fucking record 2 days fasted. Hadn't eaten in 2 days, put these things in,
Oh,
and it
shit.
helped. So I don't know. I've heard people.
Seems to be
I've heard
a miracle worker there.
it's
That's
about
that's something.
75%. It's really worked out nicely. I've heard people
Yeah.
tell me of everything under the sun, and I think I've tried it all. I tried probiotics, and I still take those. I just don't do shit to calm my stomach down. The English
Right.
muffin thing, the problem there is it just stops it for a couple hours and you got to go eat again.
The
Not very,
short-term muffin solution, as we
yeah,
call it. Yeah.
exactly. It's not, I would be a diabetic by the end if like if I kept doing that. But yeah, the stomach noises are a real deal. Have you, how close are you to Neumann at this point? Are you still up on
Mm,
it? Because
So yeah, yeah, that close.
yeah,
I'd say about where
um,
you're at.
it's about perfect from here. Man, I recently did 7 or 8 books up here like this on it because
Got
man,
real intimate with it, huh?
it sounds so goddamn good up there.
It
Um,
does.
but it's actually it was too bassy. Like I ended up having to dig it out in post production. It was just too much bass all the time and it too much proximity
Well, did you find
effects.
any mouth noises getting in that close too that wouldn't have gotten in from 6 to 10 inches
Yeah,
away?
yeah, not as much. We're blessed with having RX, which
Well, yeah,
does
yeah,
wonders with that.
that does take care of most of that. But I think I just hear it in the
Hmm.
pre-recording of it, and I'm like, nope, nope, I hate it, can't do it.
Yeah, you
So
find
I'll get up
this.
close if I'm getting real intimate for a moment,
Oh
but
yeah,
I'm not gonna stay up there the entire time.
I
But
tried it, and but there's like this sweet spot, man. When you find the sweet spot, and it seems to me to be slightly elevated from my mouth slightly, so maybe it's an inch and a half or 2 inches above my mouth, and then probably about 7, 8 inches away, somewhere in there. Just once you hit
that's
that
the
sweet
sweet
spot,
spot.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's perfect.
yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you, man. The thing
Thank
that
you.
changed with me after this as well, and I don't know if it has you or not, my acting technique actually changed quite a bit. Um, I had this experience recently. I did a bundle for Casey Wells, and there were 3 books recorded between 2018 and 2021. The first 2 were on the SM7B. The third was on Neumann. And now, mind you, I've gotten better, but tremendously better. I'm way better at what I do now than I was in 2018. There is no doubt. But the
As one does,
2000,
sure.
yeah, you have as well. I've heard you. But the 2018 book sounded like I was a radio announcer the entire time. Everything was delivered like this. Um, and I think it's once I was able to get the intimacy of Neumann, I could not speak as loudly. It's going to pick up all the emotions still, um, and everything kind of calmed down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the emotion part is definitely something I definitely noticed. Is it just picks it up way more? I was doing it on Neumann for a few books, and then kind of the same deal. I looked back at an old recording with the SM7B, and it just sounded like I was speaking into a pillow, practically. Just like just everything just seemed subdued and just and where the Neumann's just you flourish on it. So yeah, the emotion you definitely pick up on that.
Oh, it's amazing. I have
It
something that
is.
I need to take advantage of you today. Now this has nothing to do with you, but I don't do morning coffees anymore. So, do you still got the PO box? Do you get these kinds of things in the
I
mail
do, yeah.
sometimes?
Yeah.
So, Share, um, everybody knows Share, right? And I'm kind of worried about this because I opened it, but I haven't looked into it yet. And Cher's kind of a kinky broad. I don't know if you ever
Hey.
really talk to her or not. She'll surprise you sometimes, and you're like, "Whoa, Cher, just calm the fuck down." Let me turn on some brighter lights here. Hang on. I've got to open this box that I told you I would. I didn't make it to the PO box for like 2 or 3 weeks straight, and I felt absolutely freaking horrible about it. Check this out, man. I I programmed everything through the Stream Deck. Check this out. We've got different scenes now. If I want to be
Love it.
blue, if I want to be pink, this is what I'm going to use right now, but I've got more too. And I just reached out to the guys, this light strips back here from Covey, and I can tie them into the Stream Deck as well. They're going to give me an API so I can tie those in, so I can make them like race and shit when I press a button. It's going to be badass.
That's awesome. That's
Yep,
awesome.
I'm
I'm
digging it.
disappointed. That's the only thing in my booth thus far is I have one of the first things I bought was smart lights, but then I got that stupid hiss in them. And I'm like, I can't
I remember
use
you
this
telling
anymore.
me about that.
Yeah.
You,
And
you
then
still
funny
haven't
enough, I
solved
went
it?
to like five and below. Those were like high quality lights that I got when they did that.
Yeah.
But then I went to five and below. I think I spent $10 on another set. They work just fine. The ones for $10 are fine. The ones that were $100, crap.
Well, these are the cheap ones. Now, my bulbs, I have 3 lights in here that are the Philips Hues, and those are expensive bulbs. They're like 50 or $60. But these Govee light strips are like $10. They're nothing. And
I don't
occasionally
know
they
what
even
it is about
update them.
the other one.
Let's see what we got here. She put a few things in here. Sorry for the crackling paper, guys. Oh, wait a minute.
For ASMR, you know, put it up as the microphone there.
Yeah, I should put it up there.
Pop some bubbles.
I don't have my my knife. I'm wearing my pajama pants. But this looks to be a massive coffee cup here. I should have brought the knife into the booth so I could open these damn things. I can't unwrap it. But it's a huge, massive coffee cup that says "You are golden," which is awesome because Cher knows that I absolutely love my coffee. There's one. So, did you get your P.O. box figured out? I remember you had a problem with it.
Yeah, no, I think that was initially that was an issue, and then yeah, it's been good ever since.
Well, we basically didn't pay ours, so we almost lost it. They didn't put us on automatic withdrawal on the damn thing. I don't know why.
That's annoying.
Yes, it really was.
I didn't even realize that I was on automatic withdrawal when it actually renewed a couple months back. I'm like, oh,
whoopsie.
Okay, yeah.
I could open this one, and this is definitely. I love these
Another
type
mug.
of coffee mugs. Yeah, I kind of got an obsession, man. But I like these types of mugs, the big, heavy mugs like this, and it says "The man, the myth, the legend." So that's just about perfect there. Thank you, Cher.
Ron Burgundy.
Well,
Oh, no.
so yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. They have stopped, thankfully, because dude, I was going to be diabetic. They have stopped sending me all the cookies in the world, which is a good deal. Now, mind you, I like the cookies, but
These are awesome.
dude, there were times where I would go and there would be like 2 or 3 boxes that size, like 10 pounds of chocolate, that sort of thing. And you know how good I am at moderation. Oh, this one is for Jody.
Nothing but
There-
English muffins and chocolate all day. That'll
Exactly.
keep the stomach from rumbling.
I'm assuming this is for Jody. Snowflakes and cashmere. She bought her millennial body lotion. Look at that. Look at that right there. Jody's going to dig that. Cher, I love you to death. Thank you so much.
Don't
I
lie.
appreciate
That's
it.
for you. Come on. You gotta soften up the skin.
I'm going to I'm going to work with my wood later tonight.
You wood lover.
It's probably the Bernie kind. You ever not Bernie Sanders, although that would be funny if he had lotion. But no, you ever accidentally grab the wrong kind and it's got like some sort of alcohol in it and that it burns, and that's an
No.
unfortunate
Have you?
that's an unfortunate thing that happens sometimes. You're it's
There's like Tiger Balm. That's like a lotion that burns, but I haven't had anything
well, it's not like
intentionally. You know?
it's not like, the normal, you wouldn't buy the lotion for the normal purposes. It's like your wife has some lotion on the side table, and occasionally women are always rubbing lotion all over them fucking selves. They're just like, wow, I love the lotion. So in a time of intimate behavior, you decide some lotion would be nice for this, and
Uh-oh.
then the fire starts, and it all ends very quickly.
I gotta
at that
call
point.
some hospitals.
It's a bad deal, man. So people have asked me to ask you a few questions. The first one was, and of course, this one's coming. You probably already announced in your group, but are you going to Virginia? You doing the GRL this year or not?
I think the official stance is no. Just too much going on this fall. Yeah, I want to. I'll miss everybody. I really want to, but it's just schedule's not looking that way. So I'm gonna definitely be shooting to do it next year. And I don't know, is like Europride Con happening this year or like 2023 anyway?
I don't think
you
so.
heard anything about that?
I don't think so, and I think I would have. I actually, I offered a couple years ago when they were having a hard time. I was like, look, I offered to be a sponsor. A couple other people I know are sponsors for it, and it's not very expensive, and help them out,
Yeah.
that sort of deal. So I offered, and they were like all on board, like, fuck yeah, thank you so much. Then COVID hit, and nothing fucking happened, and so at this point, no, I think
Because they
it's done.
planned on Europride Con of 2020, didn't they? I think that was the thing.
Yep, I was
So-
scheduled to go to it. I
Yeah.
also, the Australia thing, I don't know what's going on with that now. The Rare, I think
Yeah.
it is one of those. I had signed up for that, and I don't know if it's actually going on or not. some chick,
I signed up for it as well. I don't know.
well, some chick reached out to me and asked about. She gave me like my pick of rare conventions here a few months ago, and I really didn't dedicate to any of them. The first one was in Vegas. The second one was in Scotland, and there was a third one that was in Australia, but it was like in 2024 or 25. It was a long way
Oh, so
off.
that wasn't that the one I was thinking of then,
No, me
yeah.
neither. I thought it was
Yeah.
2023 is what I thought it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't signed up for any of them at this point, and I might. I don't know. I might not. We shall see. I'd like to go overseas once more. That was awful fun. It'd be
That was
great for.
great.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the
Oh,
pictures popped up recently, and actually
it's fantastic walking around Amsterdam with you. That was so good. Enjoyed that.
I told the story of you and an author and me going to a coffee shop recently on the air. I told that story recently. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, you
Good.
can't not do that if you're in Amsterdam. You know, it's like, come
No, no.
on.
Well, I think I told you I went to the red light district one night by myself just to say that I did it, and walked around by myself for a little bit. So that was also a lot of fun. And also, obviously, yes, somebody reminded me I slept with Andrew Gray for a week.
Ah, yes.
Never again shall I do that. By the way, I learned my
Lies.
lesson. Yeah. So what else is
No,
going
but as
on?
far as GRL goes,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think I'll be there this year, but next year I'm planning full force as many conventions as I can. So if your Pride
excellent.
happens, I'd love to do it. GRL for sure, but yeah, it's just not in the cards this year. So I'll miss everybody. Have a good time. Maybe I'll do a
Apparently,
live read or something.
Greg is going this year, and Michael Flullo. So, well, who the fuck can say that name? He can't even say it. Um, it should be a ton of fun. I haven't met Mike in person, so that should be fun as well. I've had him on the show a couple times, but
He's a good
he
guy.
seems cool as
I
shit.
mean, Greg, great guys. Yeah,
Greg is amazing. Greg is still the one that
yeah.
I don't think Greg likes me, but he's a. I mean, he likes everybody, but I can see him giving me that look, just like I don't know about this. But he's still the one that like I'm still just slightly intimidated by him. I mean, he's such a nice guy. He's
He's
fantastic to
super
hang
nice.
around.
Yeah,
But he's so goddamn good. Jesus, just
yeah.
effortlessly good. He's one of those guys, man. I'm
Yeah.
confused. I was going to reach for my coffee,
And
and
so
there's like
helpful.
five
He's
mugs
always
in
been
here now.
so helpful with advice every time I've asked him. I think we had dinner a couple times at past GRLs, and just yeah, one of the coolest guys you'll ever meet. So
Yeah, I hung out with him. I got the chance to hang out with him at the party at the GRL in Albuquerque, the
yeah,
dance party, Dance Revolution. And I hung out with him quite a bit at that one. Kurt isn't going to be there this year. Apparently, he's doing another one, which is another one we got. You probably got invited to one too. It's a romance convention in Chicago.
yeah. That one's coming
And
up in the fall
yeah,
too, isn't it?
I said,
Yeah,
no, sorry, I can't do that. These things are fucking expensive. They really are.
so for sure, yeah, yeah.
So, I also some of the questions that came through were specifically about some of your processes, um, and you can tell me to fuck off at any time here. But first, your new client selection process. If one were to want to book Nick J. Russo, how would they go about it, and what do you do to determine if it's a book that you want to work on?
I take a look at the title in question and check out the preview for it and the reviews for it, and if it's something I like, then move forward. More often than not, I take it. They all intrigue me. There's been very few that I've turned down, so they're all pretty solid.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is getting into the financial game. Are you willing to work on royalty share?
Not usually. I'm usually full blown per finished hour now. Do you do
Yeah.
royalty share?
I've actually just started to get back into it again a bit. Not out of necessity, but because I've worked really hard to build my name, and at this point, I can sell me some books, um,
Sure.
and it's worked out really well. I can't do all royalty share by any stretch, but
Right.
I've done 1 to 2 titles a month now for the last 5 or 6 months, and I've been very very pleased. Um, it's been it's been better than I thought it would come out. I was hoping to maybe, like, if I can break even with my paper finished hour and then I make a few bucks a month for the rest of my life, that'd be fucking awesome. It came out
Right.
better than that, so I was pretty pleased.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
Uh,
can definitely find some good results there for sure. But just I think for me, it's about the consistency of it, you know.
mhm.
So
It's a big deal, man. It really is.
yeah.
Um, for the look over, what's your process of, I mean, do you read the first 2 pages? Or are you looking for editing? Are you looking for quality? Are you looking for subject matter? Or do you pay attention to past tense, present tense, first, third? Does any of that matter to you at all?
Except for the last part there, all the above. I mean, I'll look at the tone of the story. I'll look at editing, just how well the story it's written. If it intrigues me, if I think I can enhance it in any way, if I can speak to the material. But as far as past tense, present tense, no, it doesn't matter to me. I don't really care about that. But uh, do you care about?
Well,
Is that
there's
a
been,
thing?
I know you saw my
If a
smile.
book is past tense, you like I'm not doing it.
There's been this trend recently, and I am actually saying no sometimes when this happens. It's first person present tense. Um, so what they're doing is speaking in present tense in the present, and it's all in first person, and it just throws me off. It throws off my game so hard.
Really?
My brain is just dinging the entire time. That wasn't right. That wasn't right. That wasn't right. I can't tell you. I mean, Trace rolls along in my sessions with me live proofing. I can't tell you how many more mistakes I make. It's a lot. It
Just
slows me
because it's
down.
in the present tense.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Wow.
And I've done, I don't know, 3 or 4 projects up until last year that were in present tense. Lita Blake, the Will and Patrick's Big Adventure deal. They're Will and Patrick Get Married, whatever that was called. I love that series. And that was in present tense. That was about maybe the only book I'd ever done in that before. And then suddenly there's just like a slew of them. I bet you I've done 20 projects in the last year that are present tense, and I just don't like it. I just
The
don't.
latest trend, I guess. Yeah.
I don't.
so you
I think
so
that
do you straight up turn them down now? Are you turning down projects that are doing
I
that?
have turned them down because of it. Yes, and
Wow.
I have accepted because of
Write
it.
this in past tense, then we'll talk.
I mean, I'm not trying to tell authors what to do. I mean, just go hire Nick. I mean, he's the present tense guy. Look, I'm old. He's young. It really just it throws me. I think authors get together and I think they put on really big hats and they eat cheese and they're like, this year the big trend is going to be present tense. That's all right, and it makes you feel like you're there, man. I don't know.
No, I do feel like trends happen. Like there'll be times where I'll read of projects lined up that are like the same theme, like hockey, one after the other, like all our hockey romances or all our I don't know, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but like where it's like the same thematic elements. I'm like, did they all get together and plan this? You know, because it's like 2 or 3 in a row, the exact same. I'm like, what? I guess this is
It's
what's in right now.
Yeah, I think it's like when Rob Roy came out and Braveheart at the same time. That used to happen all the time in movies, where like one movie would
Deep
come out and
Impact
another
and
one.
Dante's Peak. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's the same fucking. I think it might happen that way.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot is correct. Dragons are trendy right now. I've done 2 or 3 dragon books in the last month or two, which hey, I don't mind that at all. I get to do dragon voices, so I'm not
Dragons are awesome.
complaining.
Yeah,
Dude, they're
yeah.
a
No
ton of
issues
fun.
there.
Um, for your actual process when you're working on a book, are you doing the pre-reads? Is Jess doing the pre-reads? Are you hiring out? Do you say fuck it, I'm too good, I don't need to do that? How are you handling
I
that
do the
process?
pre-reads. I do the
Excellent.
pre-reads. Yeah.
Is that like the lying in bed late at night? Are you marking up the script at all, kind of deal, or?
Sometimes it's if I have like particularly if there's like a pronunciation thing, I'll have that marked in there. Mark some character notes in there as well.
Hmm.
Still using the old standby when the sunlight strikes raindrops in the air pre-production script, the classic.
You could tell somebody came out of Falcon.
No, funny story about that. I just did a project with Findaway with a dual narration, and I had recorded the pre-production voices for that and sent them in. And my fellow narrator for that one, she was like, "I like that script. I'm going to use that too for my voices." So I got someone else onto when the sunlight strikes raindrops in the air.
I have found when doing those dual narrations, um, when I record my character voices, I will do that, but oftentimes I'll walk my way through the voice. It'd be like, okay, he's going to be down here, something like that. He's going to sound like he has some cum in his throat a little bit, just gurgling a little
It's a
bit.
natural default. Yeah. He's just
Exactly. And I
ready
just
to add
start,
more.
I
And
bullshit around occasionally, and then I'll finally get into the rainbow script. And I have sent that off like that, just not even thinking about it till after the fact of like, oh, what if the other narrator isn't cool?
are
Whoopsie.
you cool? Only if you're cool.
You cool, man? The biggest one I just did. Have you worked with Podium yet? Have you done those guys?
No, I don't think I've done Podium yet.
It's
I
pretty.
think I'm hired on with them, but I haven't done one yet. So
It's pretty sweet. They assign a producer um, and an engineer, and of course, if you're doing a duel, then you've got the other narrator in there as well. So it's like a little team that you get to work with, which is pretty slick. Um,
yeah.
Super responsive. They pay quick, no complaints at all. They're a class act. Um, but when you send off your voices, I'm just being me. I'm doing my thing. There's a cum gargling in the voice and all that fun. I send them off just not even thinking about it. And luckily, I got a good laugh. At least nobody fired me because of it. I was expecting it though. Um,
Well, if they're
the
producing a romance book anyway, then they gotta expect a little bit of cum
I would think
gargling. Just a little bit, just a tad.
I've not honestly I've not run into I think one person in my entire freaking career so far in this industry where I've just refused. Like, I'm just not working with you anymore. Unfortunately, yeah, I mean, for the most part, everybody is so fucking cool. We work in a
Yeah,
really nice genre,
absolutely.
and everybody has a good time with it. Post production. Are you still? Jess is still doing editing, proofing, that sort of thing for you?
Yeah, Jess has taken over pretty much all the post production side, which is awesome for me. So
Nice. She's doing
yeah,
mastering and everything.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, you are a
So
fucking lucky man. Look at you go.
I record it. I cut it down. The just to make sure the timing at the beginning is correct, and send it off to her, and she then sends it back to me ready to go, except for what I said wrong. So
That's a beautiful deal.
yeah.
Um, well, she's come a long way, man. I
Oh yeah.
remember when she first started. I don't know. She's just come a long way. I've watched her
She
work
has.
now. It's been a little while, but being over there now, um, for a turnaround for a project, let's say it's a 5-hour audiobook. You've already booked it. You've already done your pre-read. You're starting production. How long does it take you to go from production to submitting to whatever the distributor is?
Um, like how many hours or what?
I
Like
mean, days. Does it take you a week? Does
days?
it take you 2 weeks? Does it take you 2 days? Where are you at?
Um, I think it depends on the material, honestly, because that's what I've been trying to figure out exactly recently.
Mm,
Is just like how long any given project will take me, and I mean, more often than not, I can probably say that an average length project will take me about a week to get through. But
mm,
some material, for some reason, it's just harder to get through in terms of like I find I make more mistakes with, and I'll have to more redos and on one book than another. Some books I can go through and I don't have any cuts in my edit because I'm just nailing each sentence as I go. But then there's others where I will stop on every single sentence and have to retake it 3, 4, 5, 6 times until I'm happy with it. So it really depends, I think, on the performance side of it for me.
mm.
Um, and obviously the latter can take a lot longer to get through. So I'd say anywhere on average between 1 to maybe 2 weeks for a normal book or
Mm.
normal book length. So, but
Excellent.
again, results vary. Do you find that
Sure.
too? Do you find that some materials is easier to get through than others?
Yes and no. Really, my life fucks me up way more than the material these days. I can pretty much say on average I can crank out 2 finished hours a day. I can do more than that if I push myself. On some days I've been known to do 4 and 5, but
Phew,
those are rough days. But on average,
it's a rough day.
2 finished hours a day. Man, I like to do that 5 days a week. Um, so I produce about 10 finished hours a week. And that is typically regardless of material. What fucks me up, um, so yesterday, Jody and I had a spat. We're married. We've been married a long time. People do this sort of thing. We love each
Sure.
other to death. There's nothing, not a big deal, but we had a spat which threw me off. My emotional well-being incredibly important to me, and I guard it
That
very
plays a
closely.
huge factor into it for sure.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Like
Have to be
I
in the right
couldn't,
headspace for it.
yeah, I couldn't function. Like I couldn't, there
No.
was no fucking way I was going to get in front of the microphone and work that way. In fact, I reached out to Trace near the end of the day and, and said, look, I'm going to work alone tonight. I rarely do that, but I'm not fit to be around people. Like there's no way. And I tried, I did 2 or 3 chapters and realized I'm just fucking, this is just lip service. I'm not doing my job.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the
No, I
fuck out of
mean,
here.
because you're not tuned into the material. You're not dialed in. If you're focusing on the fight with your wife, it's really hard to turn that off and be right there with the material, exactly in the right tone and pacing that you need to be. I totally get you on that.
Yeah, that will throw me off way more. And it's little things like that that, as I've fine tuned my life to try and, uh, you've worked with me before. Staying on a schedule is sometimes difficult for me. I work much better by the seat of my pants, but I need to stay on a schedule. So I try and do. It's basically 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, and booth time is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do roughly 2 to 7, somewhere in there. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, those alternate days, I like to do noon to 5, somewhere in that range. That's the ideal scenario. It never works that way. Like three
No, there's
days a
always
week, I'll
something,
actually hit it.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What we've been talking about doing recently, and this is not going to be an immediate thing by any stretch of the imagination, but I've seriously considered moving the studio off-site. Like, seriously considered it. And I know, dude, I have
Like
a
rent
bomb-ass
commercial
booth.
space?
Yeah, or buying a
Wow.
commercial space, buying an old house. I'm out in the country, that sort of deal. Um,
Yeah.
there are huge tax advantages to it as far as that goes, which is one of the reasons I've thought about it. But also, just, dude, working at your house is the best thing ever. Working at your house is the worst thing ever.
Totally.
It
Totally.
those things are what throw me off most oftentimes. But really, that emotional mindset. Yeah, like if you have any tricks on that, I told you about my electrolyte trick. You got any tricks on just like getting back in the right headspace? I can't do heroin anymore, so that's out.
Weed, alcohol. Nope, no.
Yeah, no, no. But I never had a problem with PCP.
There you go. Let's start on that one.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I mean, I wish I had some ironclad advice for you on that, but I can definitely relate to that. You know, when the personal life gets in the way of your work schedule, whether it's literally things that you have to do throughout the day that mess up when you get in the booth, or more importantly, your headspace. God, is it hard to sit there and deliver the product that you're being paid to deliver, like the caliber,
yeah.
of what you're supposed to be delivering. So, that I think meditation helps, and stepping away, trying to restart your day in some way by either stepping out and maybe taking a walk in the park, or
Mm.
just unplugging for a minute and restart. That's the best I could say. But I can't say I'm an expert on that one, because I'm right there with you.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
And I do most of those things. I meditate regularly. I do my meetings. I work out. Jody and I have been working out with a trainer, which was far less expensive than you would ever think. But
Yeah.
3 days a week, Jody's lifting weights with me. It's fucking awesome.
Nice.
I know, dude, and she's like keeping up too. It's pretty amazing. And that has helped me on those days. Most oftentimes on those days, nothing can touch me. Like if I lift weights for an hour, after that, like I've just done the hardest thing I'm gonna fucking do. It's gravy from here. Well, on the off days, sometimes shit happens, and it's the way it works. The uh, the the 10 finished hours per week, sometimes I push that to 15 or 20. It depends on the project. But sometimes, and especially with publishers, I will back myself into a corner with a deadline. Um, with indie projects, oftentimes it's much easier for me to reach out to the client and say, you know what, I'm going to be 2 days late, 3 days late, whatever. It used to be way worse than that. Nowadays, I can get pretty damn close to that. You don't really want to play that game with publishers if you can avoid it. It's just they're not going to accept it. So
Right.
sometimes I'll back myself into a corner and just recently I did a 6 finished hour day. And
How
that's
many real hours did that take you?
12. It's typically 2 hours
That was
per
a
finished
12-hour
hour.
day.
Yeah.
Wow.
And funny enough, like my voice gets into a groove. Um, by about 6 hours in, 8 hours into the booth, my voice just kind of falls in this groove. I know I can't hit certain things, but I know I can dependably hit everything else. So I have to make wise choices, you might say. Um, and I couldn't do it with every book by any stretch, but sometimes that just. Have you ever had those marathon days before where you just had to do something, had to get it out?
I don't think I've ever had a 6 finished hour day before. That's beast mode, right? I mean, maybe back in the early days.
Hmm.
I think perhaps when we were still working directly together, like and some of those intense deadlines. But no, I mean, usually I'm somewhere between 1 to 2 a day in that
Hmm.
range, and yeah. So if I push it past on a really good day, like 2.5, but if I push it past that, no, the voice, it doesn't quite hold up. And then for me personally, it's just then kind of shot for the next day. I'll drink as much tea and honey as I can to keep it on task, but usually I'll wake up and I'll sound a little bit like this for the day. And unless I have a character voice that I'm speaking in first person for with this, then that's not going to be good for anybody.
I don't lose my voice very often. It has happened, but it doesn't happen very often. The thing that happens to me is I lose focus, and that is a danger where um, I will just. You ever find yourself halfway through a page and you realize, I'm not exactly sure what just happened. Those are like danger, Will Robbins, and you are, because both of us are playing at a pretty high level at this point. I mean, we're making decent money. People are paying us to provide a very quality product. It's not like you can
Right.
just shit on a book. I mean,
Nope.
that's not the way we play. I would never do that to my clients at this point. If I find myself in that situation, which that will happen far more often than blowing my voice out, I'll stop. You know what? I'm just not in this right now.
Not doing
I
it.
have to step away
It's like
from
that
it for a
same
bit.
feeling you get when you're driving and you're like, wait, I don't remember the past 10 seconds of driving.
Hmm.
Like that's not good.
Absolutely. Trace just pointed
Yeah.
out this is why the bouncing helps. It absolutely does. This is a fidget spinner for a narrator. This is exactly what this is. It
And that sound
works.
doesn't get in the mic because the Neumann
No,
doesn't pick it up.
no. So you've got ears in right now.
Actually, I don't. I'm on speaker
Oh,
right
really?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Now you can't do like a full. You can't do that. Um, but most of the time, what I do, this is going to sound fucking gross. Okay, so
I'm here for it. Lay it
most
on
of
me.
the time, what I do is I swivel my hips. So I'm kind of like a real slow old man hula dance on the bouncing ball. So I'm doing that virtually the entire time. It's absolutely amazing for your core, and it keeps me like, I don't know what, dude. I'm sure I have ADD. I mean, I'm positive. I'm not. Give me some Ritalin. Come on, who's gonna fucking do that at this point? But I mean, I'm pretty sure I do, and I'm pretty sure this helps quite a bit. Just concentrating on keeping my balance just gives me something else to focus on, which is fucking awesome. Um,
And that keeps you on the material as well, because I feel like that would keep you on. I got to stay on this ball, not not. I have to be engaging this material I'm reading. Like, and then he went down the street and
exactly. No, for the love of God, no. It keeps me way more focused. I've found an absolute increase in my focus since getting this thing. But that's it, your mileage may vary. The funny
yeah.
thing was when I got the ball and I'm bouncing, I'm telling everybody about it in the crowd. Pretty soon, like 3 or 4 people fucking bought bouncy balls in the crowd. They did not have the same experience as me. It's it's amazing. They did not.
Results vary heavily on that one, it seems.
Exactly. The other cool thing about it is, so you noticed that your chair, like if you move forward and squeak in your chair, that sort of thing, this actually makes less sound than the chair. So if I need to get in and get more intimate, that sort of deal, it just becomes that much easier. And I have my arms, I have no armrests, which also, every time I move my fucking arm on my armrest, it makes a sound. Speaking of which, have you found the tank top trick yet, where you wear a tank top in the booth, like a tight tank top instead of a t-shirt?
Yeah, it definitely helps for sure. It helps with any
Absolutely.
clothes thing. My chair is actually the one that you gave me.
Hmm.
It's comfortable, but it makes there's so many parts on it that if I move slightly, it like does it's very minor, but it's like a
Yep.
and like I heard that chair. Shut up, Dick. So maybe putting a ball in there would help. But I will say, I don't know if I told you this. After I brought that chair back and the booth was all set up, you remember how tight it was to get that booth in the
Oh God, yeah.
closet.
Yes.
Uh, and the chair would not fit into the booth normally. Like I opened the
No.
door and you said that the door would only move about 70 degrees away from the, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to like Jenga it in here, or like just find a way to Tetris this thing in. Would not. So I found that the only option I could do was just remove the door to be able to put my chair inside the booth and put the
Wow.
door back on. So I feel like if I were to switch to a ball, not only would I have to do that for the chair, but the ball probably would not fit. I might be able to squeeze that puppy in a little bit, but ultimately
Yeah.
the door's coming off either way. So
I have not got a lot of room to get anything in here either, so I had to partially blow up the ball, put it in, and then finish blowing it up in the booth itself. Um,
it wouldn't
Listen,
fit through your
Grambling,
door.
no, no, not fully blown up. It wouldn't.
Oh wow.
Now it's been a while since you've been here. I have the airlock door now here as well. Plus the glory holes. There's a on my back wall here. This is the second baffle that comes out, and it comes out 2.5 or 3 feet from the wall. So it's a good way out from the wall, and that's the second baffle for the air conditioning coming in. So it's a lot tighter to get in here than it used to be.
Wow.
Um, Alyssa said, "Thank you for sending in so many audio clips for the Rambling Gremlin show."
Oh, my pleasure, Melissa. It's no problem at all. Happy to do
Yeah,
it.
those are actually turning out pretty good. And plus, I'm discovering, dude, there's a lot of new narrators coming out, which is exciting for us.
I'm noticing that. I think there's like a new wave, new generation.
I,
We're
I,
kind of
I
like first generation of it, and getting some young blood in. It's
I'm
exciting.
sure there's a lot of work. I hope somebody else comes in. Um, I Well, I feel, I mean, I'm sure you do as well. People approach me a lot, asking for, and there's no way I can say yes. I'm booked. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Um, and I try desperately to keep in a 3 month window. I don't like to book more than 3 months out because that just, it creates massive headaches if something goes wrong. And then it leaves you not open for when something pops up that you really want to take. It's just that simple. So, I try not to do it. But even now, like when somebody's trying to book me, I'm saying, November, December, somewhere in there. I mean, that's kind of the way it has to be.
Well, if you don't book 3 months past 3 months in advance, you just tell them to check back in with you, or what do you do with that?
A lot of times, I'm sending them. I'm recommending other people that might be able to take them. I like to spread the love. I mean, there's more than enough work for all
Sure.
of us. If it's a
Absolutely.
project that I really desperately want, that's a different matter. I'll see if I can make this work. Sometimes too, though, we will look at a project, and I say we. Sometimes I'll look at them. Sometimes Trace will. Sometimes Jody will, and I'll determine this is just not for me. We're not feeling it, man. It could be the present tense thing, which is just not my groove.
The dreaded present tense.
Exactly, or it could be something else. It could be, I've done 5 daddy stories straight, and I don't want another one.
Sure.
That sort of
Yeah.
thing. So
That's
it may
fair.
be material that I would even take normally, but you know what? I'm kind of burned down on this. Let's give somebody else a go. It's just not for me right now.
Right.
But dude, one, thank you so much for coming on. It's really good to see you. I miss you
My
guys.
pleasure. Yeah. It's been too long, my friend.
I know. I considered actually coming over to your place to do this time, but I was doing tile. But I was like, well, we could just do this live. It'd be way cool. But no, yeah, it's not gonna
Next
fucking
time.
happen.
Next time we'll do it. Or I'll come over there,
Exactly.
either one. So
Yeah, yeah.
it'd probably be easier if I came over there. So
Well,
yeah,
we could both get in the booth together like this.
we could.
We
It's
haven't
like
done that
old
in a long
times.
time. Yeah,
I
I won't.
was just talking about Undercover Rockstar yesterday for a meetup I did in one of the romance groups, and
Mhm.
how we got real friendly with some of those.
This time, I'm sure it's your skins. All right. That was fun though.
Yeah,
I
that
know I
was
missed some comments, so if you could at some point in the next couple of days jump in and answer some
sure.
comments in there that I missed,
Yes.
do appreciate it. Other than that, here's the easy part. All you got to do is wave by to the camera.
Goodbye, everybody.